Hi.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hope everyone had a good break.
Hello?
Hello.
Good stretches. Good
Hello?
waters.
Hello?
What's good?
Hydrations.
What's poppin'?
I do feel dehydrated, but I've been drinking so much water.
Nope.
Oh,
That's not good.
All right.
that's
Dude.
really not good.
Yeah, but I didn't drink any water yesterday, so that's...
Oh, well. Yeah, there we go.
We're
Okay.
drinking a lot today, but
Good.
I'm trying to fix a problem I caused previously.
Mhm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes.
Mhm.
All right, you guys have arrived at the resting grounds, the kobold resting grounds.
Fantastic.
And they're kind of spread out before you. You start making your way down the scaffolding, which is rickety but not structurally unstable.
All right.
All right.
As you guys descend, you see the kobolds notice your approach and start to kind of... Hold on. I'm super distracted by this music. I need
Really?
different. Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
It's making me tense.
Oh.
It's just cave music.
Yeah, but now we're at kobold music.
You're right. We do need kobold music.
We need the
Get the
kobold
hearts
music.
in the
We totally need Kobold music.
Let me just find a good...
Yeah, find you a track, big dog.
Too loud. There we go.
Nice.
Better.
Very relaxing. Very relaxing.
Okay. So you guys make your way down. You see a group of kobolds. Like the kobolds start to like... I forget what's the word. There's a commotion as they notice your approach.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes a bit, but then you see a group of 5 or so kobolds, 5 or 6 split off and start to approach to kind of meet you guys as you approach the town. And EB will call out to them in Draconic. And like as they get to you, they all start kind of like pointing at each other and yelling in Draconic. And after a moment, you're glancing around. You see these kobolds. Give me a perception check. Who'd ever like to look around?
I would
Oh,
love to
absolutely.
look around.
Definitely.
Yo.
Looking around's my middle name.
Do I get to use my little ear wiggles? Or an R?
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
I don't see anything.
Yeah.
16.
From top to bottom, let's go.
You see that there are... Wow, yeah. Or you're super distracted.
Yeah, I got a 20, I guess.
Hell yeah.
I
You would note this
Yeah,
fastest.
yeah, sorry.
You're good. What do you need?
Well, we were trying to
Yeah.
call
Oh,
out
call out your number. Sorry,
Yeah.
I got distracted.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was trying
Yeah.
to point over to the
Yeah.
fact that how he was saying we need to...
Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
we
well, I was
still need
waiting
to
for our
say it.
DM to stop talking. I
Sorry.
don't want to talk over the dungeon master.
I can see the numbers and I have ADHD. So, okay, call out your numbers.
I got a
So
15.
Sebastian,
I got a 16.
I got a 20. Laura.
I got a 6.
I got an 11.
Okay.
Yay.
So anyone who got below a 15, you guys are super, like, trying to read what the kobolds are saying. Super distracted by their gesticulating and the Draconic being yelled. But the rest of you start to kind of look around at this gathering. There are hundreds of kobolds here. Like, a lot of them. More than you've ever seen gathered in one place. Not that kobolds are super common in this area. And you start to pick up on a bunch of different shades of scales here. There are at least 7 different colors of scales present. Can I get a society check?
Yes.
Ooh, society.
Yeah.
Are we all rolling society?
Only the
Oh, I-
people who noticed the colors. So not
Oh,
from
okay.
Alara or Selene.
Sorry. You
I
didn't
did.
even see that then.
Yeah.
I did bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Whoa!
What the? Okay.
Can I?
Movers.
Did I spend my good boy point already? I spent my good
You
boy
did,
point.
yeah.
I will give you my remaining good boy point.
You're such a nice lady. Thank you. I'm just gonna re-roll that real quick. Oh, you're such a nice lady. Thank you.
Your numbers.
Astrid.
Oh, by the way, right?
yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Do your numbers.
From just the ones who saw it, that would be Sebastian, me, and Caspian. Oh, Sebastian, me, and Queenie.
I got an 11.
I got a 20, natural.
I had a natural 20 for a 23.
Heck
Okay,
yeah.
eventually we'll get this down to a science, guys. It'll be all right.
Yep.
Full cat 20 party.
Yep.
Caspian and Astrid, you both know that usually kobolds have different like lineages, and that those lineages tend to make up like their tribes. And if that is also the case here, then this is not just the resting grounds for one tribe of kobold, but it looks like all of the tribes of kobolds in the area gather here for the winter together.
That's awesome.
And you start to notice that in the way that this town is set up. Like, there's, like, architecture here, like stone ruins and stuff, that, actually, Caspian, give me a House Novak lore.
You got it, boss. Novak lore, here we come. That is a 10 for a total of a 13.
The architecture here is familiar to you. In a way that, like, this reminds you of architecture that your house built. Like, this is House Novak architecture, kind of, but it's, like, old. It's, like, outdated.
Yeah, definitely, like, pre-revitalization.
Yeah. Well, no.
Okay. No.
But at least a couple hundred years old.
Okay, fair enough.
Revitalization was, like, 1,300 years ago.
Okay, gotcha.
That's a bit of a time ago.
Yeah, it's a big old time note.
Yeah.
Also, just as a side note, Dungeon Master, for this in particular, I'm going out of my way to make sure that my skill feat, Courtly Graces, which allows even the common folk to identify myself as nobility, to kind of just putting that on as much a display as possible with this like large collection of people around.
Hell yeah. You guys are looking around at all the tents, the makeshift, like the shanty kind of town that's built on top of the old ruins here, and you can see like distinct different styles of like camping equipment and like temporary houses have been put up, and it's not just in like the mechanics of how they put it up, which are all pretty similar, but there's like stylistic choices. Like these tribes have all different aesthetics, and they're kind of like coalescing together into the space. And as you put that together, you notice that the group of people who approached you, the group of kobolds in front of you, have a little bit more ornate clothing a bit. Like some of them are wearing like crowns, like makeshift crowns of some kind made out of bone and feathers. Some of them have like mantles on. Some of them are wearing like holding staffs. Like it seems that these are the elders before you.
I will bow my head respectfully, and just really hope that my cohorts maybe do the same.
Yeah, Lara's
Yeah.
definitely gonna do the same.
Yes, I should see
Yep.
them.
Also
Balance
doing
out,
the
I
same.
guess.
These are for sure the elders. Yep.
You do that. One of them, the one with pure like white scales, clears its throat and steps forward. Welcome. We don't get many travelers.
Yes, thank you very much for your hospitality. Unfortunately, it was not our intent to find this place, but due to a complication with a endeavor we've been undertaking, we happen to find ourselves on the same path as your compatriots here, and I'll gesture to the other kobolds.
Yes, Ibi was telling us how you stepped in. We're very thankful for that. Am I correct in my placement of your house colors there?
Yes, I am Caspian, third child of House Novak and Viscount of Littletorn.
The rest of the elders behind this one start to squabble again in Draconic. Give me perception checks, everybody.
Note to self: read dragon books.
Right?
Speak the language.
Oh my god.
Fuck yeah, Caspian's in the noble zone. Let's go. And Queenie is also in the noble zone. I love that we're in the zone together. It's a great zone to be in.
I love this.
You would make a great bodyguard.
Call out your numbers, please.
No.
Oh, right.
Yep.
25.
25.
18.
13. I gotta bring in a piece of equipment. It's raining. I'll be right
Oh
back.
yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay.
Sebastian's very thematic that you wouldn't know this stuff because you're not from this area.
Yeah.
But this is, you guys are looking at these kobolds start to squabble, and you, Caspian, you especially place this as something you've seen before, which is like a nervousness that comes with not being familiar what protocol they're supposed to follow here.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, oh, yes,
Shit. Yeah.
we're
That's very fair.
you know, the queen just showed up at our house. We didn't bring the china out, kind of situation. And there's also some of them that seem frustrated and upset that you're here, and some of them that seem distrustful that you're here.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think Caspian super does not speak Kobold. Super great at reading faces though and vibes. Kind of lets the squabbling go on for a moment, and then we'll speak directly to the Kobold, to the elder who has spoken to them, so as to not like come off as rude or anything like that, and say, I do feel like a apology is in order. We had no intention of finding this sacred ground, and I, least of all, had any desire to overstep the boundaries of Little Torn and your communities that have been so long upheld. If there is any way that I can make amends on behalf of House Novak, I would be more than happy to do so, even if that is to swear to secrecy the location of your sacred place.
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay. Diplomancy. That is a 22.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You watch this kobold's kind of shoulders relax a little bit as you're talking. And he, like, nods and gives you a smile. Of course. You'll forgive us for being, trepidatious. You are not the first visitors who've just shown up here in the past, couple of weeks. And,
Quirk a brow.
the other
Really?
times didn't go great. Yeah, it's been weird.
Well, then, I'm sorry to interrupt, but if I may, it seems as though we may have similar interests aligning then, as we were looking for potential individuals who fell upon the same trail as we did.
Oh. Okay, how about, it looks like we're about to have a bigger conversation. You see
yes,
this
of course.
kobold start to talk more casually and then like straighten up again as if he remembers who he's talking to. Let us retire to the big tent and we'll get you refreshments.
Of course, by all means. May my coterie accompany me as well?
Of course, yes.
Excellent, please. I promise you they will be on their best behavior. And as Caspian says that, they just kind of like glance over their shoulder, and it's a look that Caspian has never ever used before. It's like they just glance over their shoulders and you see like their pupils, which are like usually kind of like wide diamonds to like kind of round, you know, pretty friendly, are full on like predatory cat, like sharp, and just kind of glance back. It's like, do not fuck this up kind of vibe, and then just looks back over their shoulder.
Astrid giggles a little.
Solana gives a thumbs
It's
up.
a little weird. It's a little weird.
Sebastian's rolling his eyes like, alright.
This kobold will start to lead you guys into the town. The the elders kind of like surround you guys to like a procession almost through this town, and you can see them like when they start to get to where the bulk of the kobolds are. The person in front, actually give me a perception check.
I have a question on top of that,
Yeah.
Dungeon Master.
Sure.
These elders, roughly how many did you say there were?
7.
7. Out of the 7, whomst might be the most dripped out? Like I'm not saying who looks the most important. Who's got the most baller fashion?
Who's got the big
goodness.
drip?
Good question.
Yeah.
All right.
Good lord.
Read out to me your perception checks.
20.
Hell yeah.
No. Be it. Oh wait, hold on.
Laura?
5.
Oof.
Caspian?
22 for me.
25 for Queenie.
20
Astrid.
for Solanin.
Hell yeah. Okay. You guys noticed as you're walking, the kobold who's in the front, the one who's speaking to you, is kind of doing like hand motions, trying to be subtle about it, but like down at their. Elara, you do not notice this at all. Alara. Everyone else
Covering my
notices.
eyes.
Yeah, notices this kobold trying to like get the other kobolds like to like bow as they're passing, and it takes a second before they catch on. But then all the kobolds you guys pass kind of like stop and do like little bows and curtsies.
I love these guys.
Caspian, these
Yeah.
kobolds, the elders, they all have like distinctive different vibes, but there's 2 that stand out to you as like the most dripped out. One, at first you think that there might be 2 tribes of like white-scaled kobolds here, but then you realize that the one that spoke to you was a white-scaled kobold, and this other kobold is not quite fully white-scaled. There's like an opalescence to their scales. Like whenever the light catches it, they have like a little bit of like glimmer, shine, like almost a rainbow
The shiny
quality.
Pokemon.
And this kobold also has the clothes that this kobold is wearing are not like scavenged or put together like a lot of the other kobolds in this group. These are almost have an elvish quality to them.
Oh, that's interesting.
They're not like finely hemmed, but they are fine materials.
Would I recognize the type of elvish make?
You would recognize that the material is nice quality that's not necessarily of elvish make. You would recognize that the drape of the fabric is meant to emulate elvish like cuts of clothing, but that it's not actually elvish.
Okay.
But it's like reminiscent of that. Whoa,
That was loud.
there's a very loud plane outside.
Wow.
Like the house shook.
Yeah.
oh
Wow.
my goodness.
Wow, okay.
The kobolds are just. We got a plane. Don't ask.
And then the other kobold that stripped out the wazoo is this dark blue scaled kobold that's wearing more like this kobold is also just ripped. Like this is a shredded, like thick kobold.
Oh fuck yes, let's go.
And they've got like there's like body paint happening and like bands around their arms. This kobold they've spent some time on their aesthetic today, but they're showing a lot of scale
Hell yeah, love to see
and
it.
body paint.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
You're welcome. And these kobolds lead you towards the big tent, and they usher you in, and it's there aren't like chairs or anything, but there are low tables that have right now nothing on it. But as you guys after you come in, it doesn't take long before people start bringing snacks and things. And there are pillows kind of thrown on the ground all around the space. As the initial kobold who led you in kind of gestures to the room. This is our big meeting tent where we all gather for important things. Welcome.
Yes, quite impressive.
I'm Obel.
Pleasure to meet you, Obel. Or Elder Obel, of course.
Oh, yes, titles. Yes, I'm Elder Obel of the Frost Scales.
Ooh.
Hold on, I gotta pull my notes up. It's been a minute.
Yeah, you're good. This is Vase. and gestures to the opalescent scaled kobold, who does a bit of a refined curtsy at you all. And this
who
is
that?
Vase. Vahse.
V-A-H-S-E. I definitely would not have guessed that. Of
Yep.
what tribe?
The Moonscale tribe.
The Moonscale tribe. Oh, I love them.
And then this is Elder Zur of the Dusk Claws. Gestures to a deep purple kobold. Who's more simply dressed, kind of just like in a tunic, like you'd see, just kind of commonplace, but like, is wearing like a small tabard over the tunic with like looks like a horizon in like
Very
a lighter
cool.
purple.
Ooh.
And this is Elder Oro of the Moon Talon tribe, and gestures to a kind of light blue kobold that's got piercing white eyes, and all of their claws also appear to be like clear or white.
That's so cool. You said Moon Talon?
Moon Talon.
Dope.
And then this is Elder Tavel. Gestures to a black scaled kobold with the onyx fangs. And then Elder Igna of the Longtails gestures to an all gray kobold. And then this is Todd from the Cold Iron clan, and gestures to that kind of beefy barbarian looking kobold.
Just Todd, not
Todd.
Elder Todd?
Come on.
Elder Todd.
Elder
That's
Todd?
Yes.
That's Todd.
Todd.
Wait a second. Wasn't this a bit that came to life? Hold on. Of the what clan?
Cold Iron.
My god. Alright, excellent.
All these fancy names and then Todd.
Our boy Todd. I'm assuming 2 Ds.
Nope, 1D.
1D?
Oh,
Oh
alright.
my god. Alright. I'm sending you guys, here's just for your own notes. There you go.
Nice.
Thank you.
After introductions, the Obel who first talked to you, kind of like gives you a look like, now you now?
Yes, of course. I am Caspian Novak, Viscount of Littleshorn, third child of House Novak. Right. Right.
Yeah.
As he says, Caspian's just like, oh shit, right.
Yeah, there's
These...
like, in the long pause, by the way, several of the kobolds start to look like they're supposed to, like, they're not sure if they should clap or not, because the pause is so
yeah,
long.
right, because there's a long pause. Yeah, right. Yeah, Caspian will make like a big sweeping gesture. He says, these are my compatriots, a series of specialists who have been handpicked and chosen to assist me on a very important matter concerning the Frigid March. And I will, whenever I mention that, I'd like to quickly scan the room to see if anybody reacts, like, differently.
Sure, give me a perception check.
I try to perceive.
Perceive.
I do not perceive very well. That's a 9.
You don't see shit.
You know what? That's fair. I got all the good rolls that I needed to get us here. That's okay.
You don't perceive as well because you sort of started turning into Kermit the Frog.
A little bit, yeah.
Vase kind of smiles when you mention the Frigid March, but otherwise the kobolds are hard to read.
Yeah, it's fair.
There's another awkward pause.
Oh yeah, do they look like they want me to continue, or?
Yeah, they're like unsure how to move forward with
Okay.
this. And
Got it,
then
right.
other kobolds start to bring snacks into you guys, which is an assortment of like foraged things and like
Excellent.
they have some bread items and things here too. They've got salted fish, cured things. It's the end of winter, so there's a lot of fermented
Sick,
stuff
yeah.
coming out to
Hell
this
yeah.
table.
Nice.
As food goes, Caspian will not like go for any food yet, but they will continue whenever it seems like people are. There's like the awkward pause. They'll say, as I was telling Elder Obel upon our arrival, We had no intentions of trespassing on your most sacred grounds. However, it was due to that same matter with the Frigid March that we unintentionally found ourselves here. Elder Orbel has mentioned that you had another collective of outsiders some weeks ago invade this space, and I was very keen to hear more about this, as it may lend itself to our current task, our current goal.
Todd speaks up. Two groups of outsiders.
I see. Were they travelers, explorers, well armed?
First group, well armed. We assumed some sort of bandit group. The second group, hard to say. And Todd kind of cuts a look to the rest of the group. Oro, the kind of light blue Moon Talon elder, kind of sits up. The first group, we assume were bandits. They also did not mean to stumble upon us. There was an altercation with them, but we vastly outnumbered them, and they made a hasty retreat, but we did manage to get their supplies from them. I assume they were doing some kind of smuggling. And then a week later, a group of people showed up. They were all in, like, matching robes. And we thought were lost. We went to help them. And while we weren't looking, they defaced one of the old temples here. Not one of ours, but, like, one of the old temples from the from the ruins.
Yes.
And then we didn't notice at first after they had left, but they left with some of the supplies that we had gotten from the bandits.
I see. Well, that does very much line up with what we encountered. We found a hidden temple. It seemed to be submerged underground, perhaps a crypt or a tomb. We were not so clear, but we did find signs of smuggling as well as a similar defacing method to these old deific figures, as you mentioned. These robed individuals, when was last you saw them?
Let's see, the bandits were here like 2.5 weeks ago, so the robed people were here like a week and a half ago.
Interesting. What did they have any iconography in these matching robes? Any shared color or anything of that nature?
Yes, they had etched on their backs these red star-like shapes.
Stars.
I will glance back kind of at the group and sort of like give like a slight nod as to like, this is definitely a time when we're no longer talking official stuff, we're talking adventurous stuff, so if anybody wants to speak up, it's a good time. It's a good time.
Is there anything we could roll to see if we have any idea about Red Star groups?
Yeah, you can make a society check.
Oh, good.
Oh, boy!
Oh boy. Oh.
Oh, alright, never
no,
mind.
nope.
I can't do shit.
Nope.
That's gonna be a crisp 6 from me.
Crisp 6 for me as well.
Oh, damn. I know.
9.
Absolutely.
I got a 9. I got a 9.
Oh, wait,
Okay,
hold on.
23.
Hold on.
None of you have heard anything. Larry, you have... The only thing that you can think of like a red star thing is that you've read like tomes and books that have referred to like an old, like, no, not really old, but far away, not old, but far away cult. You've read reports in like various kinds of things that come across your desk when you were a bookkeeper in Novak Torn. Because information Novactorn is a hub for information because anything that's going to crime or the capital has to come through Novactorn. And as bookkeeper, you probably saw many, many reports. And over the past few years, there have been reports of cult activity that centers around the iconography of a red star. But those were all like in the daytime, like in the day region, not down here at nightfall. Like that's daybreak stuff.
Like what kind of stuff was it even?
Just like mentions of them like moving, of the iconography spreading from the daybreak area to the twilight area, that it was a cult that maybe spread up, like started cropping up around the boiling gate, which is the flame gate to the kind of the locked area of the world on the other side of the world. So literally clear on the other side of the world. But they haven't like, they're super mysterious. No one's like encountered them directly, just evidence of their existence. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do you share any of that information?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't have to say all of that again. Let's
Yeah,
just imagine that Alara is like
Excellent.
relaying this information.
Yeah, just want your okay before I assume.
Yeah.
Definitely some culty shit.
Yes, that's very interesting. We encountered in the temple we were exploring, the one that had been repurposed for smuggling, a active magic circle. It appeared to house several flame wisps and some sort of burning sphere in the center as well. I don't suppose any of you or any of your compatriots in their explorations and travels in this area found something similar.
The elders all look at each other, and Vase kind of straightens up. No. My tribe is actually the magically inclined tribe, I suppose you could say. We're used to seeing evidence of elemental activity in the area, but never fire-based. That is concerning.
Yes, I agree. It seemed very out of place. And more importantly, whenever we happened upon it, it was active. You know, a large runic circle. The magic wasn't laying dormant. It appeared to be waiting there, or as if it had been triggered and then left. We could not really discern the nature of it, unfortunately.
That is very concerning. We should try and get a missive to Crime War.
That would be very wise. Yes, you are. We appreciate your counsel. I'll look back at my group, my homies, my guys, my squad, and say, at the moment, our current objective is to return to Little Torn and see if we can glean any research, any knowledge about the things that we have seen in the local records there. However, I am well aware that there is knowledge beyond the walls of Little Torn, beyond the reach of House Novak, no small amount of which would fall to you and your collective. Is there any way we could speak to someone who may know, who may be versed in the histories and the tales of this land? Specifically surrounding the Frigid March and the spirits that inhabit it.
Well, the people in this room probably know a good deal about the general information you seek. It is rather late in the day, and our tail spinner, the person who keeps our oral traditions, at least in my tribe, is already asleep. But you're welcome to stay the night and then ask in the morning.
That would be most kind of you. Yes, thank you.
Is there any specific tales that you're looking for regarding anything besides the fire elemental stuff? We don't know.
Yes, my knowledge keeper here, and I'll gesture to Alara, says she informed me of a tale about, well, obviously we revere the spirit of the ice of the Frigid March, who protects it, keeps it strong for our travels. There was apparently once a spirit of the water beneath as well, and we are looking for more information on that.
Well, we worship a slightly different pantheon, but the river goddess is one that I am familiar with. That is the goddess they defiled in the temple.
Oh,
Really?
I don't know necessarily if it was ever two gods or if it was a duality of one god.
That is interesting.
That would explain why it's so mad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna glance at the group. Actually, no, I'm not, because we don't know each other well enough for that kind of glance yet. That's not a thing. You can't
Alright.
read that on my face.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I apologize. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna say we had an encounter with a being from the water. It called forth drowned wolves and wielded a fissure in the ice. It managed to seal it up after it retreated from battle with us. And then it left us with a mark, I believe. And I'll walk over to the Moonscale Elder and I'll show her both my hands.
She'll take your hands in her little paw, like little claws, and pull them
I
closer.
try very hard not to go, oh.
She'll push her like tiny thumbs into the center of your palms. Oh, that's interesting. Your palms are cold. This is. I hesitate to say the exact nature of this kind of mark. I'm gonna make a roll for her. Okay. I've not seen anything exactly like this before. It is not a curse mark, but it's not exactly a blessing either. It looks like... Ah, man. I don't mean to startle you, but it looks like some sort of conscription mark.
I'm sorry, conscription?
Are they
Um,
tracking us?
As if recruited?
You
Yeah.
may have been enlisted by a river spirit.
Well, shit.
Kitty.
All right. Well, then
Okay.
I think before any of us jump to conclusions, I think it paramount that we learn as much as we can about this river spirit. Then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, we probably couldn't help you too much here again. She's not part of our pantheon.
Do you know who might share that sort of knowledge? Perhaps the orcs, or
She kind of gives you a look, and then she goes, I think honestly, House Novak might have a lot of information on her. I know she's not your main deity, but as far as I'm aware, her identity currently is really tied into the Frigid March because she is the Frigid March.
Yes, precisely.
So if there's any
Interesting.
like older knowledge or personifications of her that predate the Frigid March, I think your house would have record of that if it's not common knowledge.
Of course. I merely wish to ensure that we check all of our boxes, of course. While House Novak, of course, has one perspective, if there was another one viable, it would be my responsibility to ensure I gained that knowledge. Just trying to cover face to the fact that I didn't fucking know that.
She's like, oh, yeah, Of course, yeah. I mean, it's people worship her as a river goddess. I think casually, like so she's a goddess of the people, but she is predominantly thought of as the Frigid March now. So whatever like feelings the Frigid March evokes, whatever triumphs the Frigid Marchers themselves bring forth, the emotions that they take with them in their journeys, the culture that they develop there, that would be what she is domain of now.
Well then. It seems you have given us a fine bit of information. Is there anything we can offer in return?
Well, they all kind of look at each other. We do need our resting grounds to remain secret.
Of course.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
May I ask how you got here?
Yes. and I will.
Sebastian crosses his arms and stares at Caspian.
Well,
Alara also
Caspian.
kind of.
yes, well,
Tell them how we got here.
as I mentioned, during our exploration of the tomb, there was a collapse in the floor after an altercation with the fire sprites and an attempted diffusal of the magic. It landed us in the caverns below, and truth be told, we merely wandered in the direction of home, or what we could perceive it to be as home, before we encountered your compatriots.
Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
I could, if you have a map, I'm certain my tracker here would be able to mark where we found that location so you could shore it up.
That would be great. We're hesitant to show you our maps.
Oh, no, please, by all means, you have no need. We have a map, and we can simply show you it on ours, and if you would like to take a moment to transcribe it to your own.
That would be wonderful.
Yes, of course. Astrid?
Yep. Map.
Okay.
Map.
All right. Astrid, you go to point at the location where the thing was. The problem is that you don't know exactly where it is.
Well, that's right. Because we had that magical time,
Oh,
magical
right.
distance
But-
thing.
But it was close to, like, the start of the splitting of the ground and stuff, because it was like, because I remember we got there, and that's where we found Alara.
You
and
had
then
to
we
walk
went
down several stone steps to get to Alara.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We can give him a rough estimate.
Yeah.
You
we can
start
definitely
like
put you in the range.
pointing at a general area, and then their eyebrows raised, like their little scaly. They don't have eyebrows. The little
Yeah.
what would be eyebrows raised.
Mm.
And they go, "Oh, you don't know exactly where." That actually is good news for us. Okay, here's what we'd like to propose to you. The Moonscale Kobolds actually have connections with the Fey magics in the area. We would like to accelerate your travel home.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Okay.
Sweet deal.
That
Absolutely.
way you won't know exactly where you were. It keeps our place secret, it gets you home faster.
That makes perfect sense. I think we can agree to that, right? And I'll look over my shoulder at the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful.
Yep.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay. Well then, I think the only thing that's left to do is improve diplomatic relations. And
Ah,
Vase says that,
Indeed.
and then Todd stands up and goes, "That means we party."
Yeah, that's the word.
fuck yes.
That's the word I want to hear.
Like, flicks up, like, party.
Yeah.
Where's your booze?
We've got some moonshine.
Oh, beautiful! You should
We have,
one that.
Yes, we have a bit of moose left, don't we? We could share that. We're gonna get magic to the fuck home.
Moose.
Might as
okay.
well.
At the mention of moose, Alara just kind of like shivers and like grabs her own shoulders.
Solana reaches over and pats her on the shoulder.
All right.
There's no moose down here.
Time to boogie woogie down.
Yeah. You all start partying with the kobolds. Whoever's
Hell
drinking,
yeah.
just make a fortitude save.
Oh boy.
What is the fortitude save for?
Alcohol.
But like
Poison.
what specifically? Okay, to be poisoned?
Yes, if you're
Oh,
drinking.
poison.
If you're drinking.
Oh, I'm definitely.
This is more for like a hungover.
Yeah.
You'll be fatigued the next day, I suppose.
Got you.
Fuck.
Okay.
Mechanically, if you fail, you'll be
Gotcha, gotcha.
fatigued the next day.
Oh no!
Yeah.
We're
Eat the next day.
Oh no!
Getting
All of
shit
us.
faced.
All of us. All of us.
I got a list of
12.
I got a list of kobolds to smooch.
They open the flaps of the tent, and kobolds start pouring in, and they've got casks and jars, and they've got food and kobold. There's not like a stage or a spot where a band forms, but kobolds just in the crowd have whipped out instruments, and they seem to like pass them amongst each other. You all spend most of the night confused because they refuse to speak anything other than Draconic. Although, Solana, every now and again you encounter a kobold that's like, yeah, I'll speak to you in Goblin, that's fine. There's betting games and arm wrestling, and things get incredibly rowdy.
GM,
Yes.
Heck yeah.
I don't care if they're speaking Draconic. I'm getting drunk and dancing.
Hell yeah.
That is what I'm doing.
They
I haven't done that
encourage
for
you in
several days, and I don't care if it's bad dancing.
Yep.
They encourage you in that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna roll
whether-
a performance though.
Oh, do a jig. Yeah, that's not bad.
Let's go 11. That's not bad. I am very drunk and I'm very dancing.
Hell yeah.
Alara would probably also join in the dancing.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, Astrid would definitely grab your hands and like dance with you.
I would say Solana's a bit curious on why some of these kobolds know Goblin, because we haven't encountered any in the caves.
Yeah, if you want to ask.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make a general diplomacy check to see how your conversations throughout the drunken revelry go.
You said diplomacy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Diplomancy.
It's you ask a few different kobolds who'll talk to you, and they kind of like, some of them are just like, yeah, why would we indeed, and like think you're joking is the question. And then finally one of them's like, oh, you're serious? Okay, yeah. There's a lots of like goblin and orc nomads in the White Waste. We tried with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the friendly ones.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, take a shot with me.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, take a shot with me. Like, okay.
I love these kobolds.
At some point through the night, you guys notice Etra is back on her feet and partying hard with everybody.
Hell
Yeah.
She lives.
She lives.
Etra!
Yep.
Etra, chug, 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 chug.
Do any of the
does.
kobolds sing
Oh yeah.
during the night? I want Sebastian will also sing.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and make a performance check.
Fuck.
You try to sing along. It's hard when they're not speaking a language that you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
eventually you find like you're just like, I'll just harmonize with whatever noises they're making. The very few kobolds who speak common are impressed with the song that you sing, but the ones who don't know what you're saying are like, hey, sing. As the night progresses, Caspian,
Yes.
Vase will approach you.
Yes.
kind of like tug on your cape to get your attention.
Yes, hello.
Hello. First, we're delighted to have received a member of the House Novak here at the resting grounds, even though we weren't generally expecting to.
I am delighted you could receive me.
I was hoping if I wrote a message to Crime
I'm sorry. I made myself really uncomfortable. I can do this. Do this. Leave me alone. I can do this.
Glance.
All right, I'm good. Please continue.
Okay. She pulls out a little letter that is sealed.
Oh.
I was
Shit,
hoping.
I completely missed on. Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm not opposed. I just, I thought, House Novak.
You've never heard of Caspian Novak. What is this, please? Let me take this for you. I would gladly. What would you like me to do with this, darling?
If you could just mail that when you get to Little Torn. We don't have access to
Of course.
any sort
Destination?
of post or Grimoire.
Grimoire, understood. It shall be done. And I tuck it into my little coat.
Excellent.
Indeed.
Shot?
Yes.
All right.
I will scoop the kobold, but not bridal care. It's just get him on one arm, sitting bench style,
Yeah.
so we could do shots together at the same height.
She's delighted.
Excellent.
Nice.
All right.
Well, yeah. I am bound by the duty of House Novak to try and smooch this kobold all night.
Make a diplomacy check.
Oh my god.
Understood. I have to improve diplomatic relations.
Nice.
It is.
Bruce smooching.
Yep. Let me go ahead
I too enjoy smooching to improve
Anyone who
my
wants
diplomatic.
to spooch can do a diplomacy check.
Wait,
that's
who are
a
we
crisp.
smooching?
That's a
Kobolds.
crisp 16. But I have a question, Dungeon Master. Because you see, with courtly graces, whenever I'm interacting with other people of nobility, which this kobold is, of course, it improves my chances of making an impression, which is a diplomacy check, by +1. Can I add the +1 to that?
You can.
Excellent. Great. Thank you very much. That's a 17.
Yeah. Voss is into it. She's
Hell
kind
yeah.
of coy at first, and then she turns very flirtatious in sultry
Fantastic.
kind of way.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's like, aha.
I fight for my life the entire night.
Let's see, who else was trying to smooch?
I have no idea.
Solanin?
I think
Solanin tried to smooch. Let's go.
Astrid would try to smooch with
Yeah,
she would try
anyone
to
who wants
smooch with
to
anybody
smooch.
who wanted to smooch.
Yeah, anyone who wants to smooch can make a diplomacy.
Who wants to smooch Astrid?
Solanin, you have a moment where you go in for a smooch, and then they were like, "Oh, I didn't know that's what was happening," and you were like,
No, it's alright.
No.
I was just reaching for that shot. Let's do a shot. I was
Okay.
reaching for the shot over there.
"Okay,
All right,
we'll circle
3,
back.
2,
We'll circle back."
1.
You do end up smooching that kobold. It's just a rough
yeah.
start.
It's like, oh, I didn't know you wanted to do that. It's like, oh,
Yep.
I'm not opposed.
All right.
Oh.
You guys have fun party with the kobolds. You wake up in your various states, kind of sprawled out in the big tent. They all corralled you back to the big tent when you all started to pass out.
Bless.
The next morning, you are all awoken by what seems to be quite a few members of the Moonscale tribe. And they're all they're already kind of dancing in a way around you guys.
Oh,
And
shit.
there's kind of twirls. It's almost elvish, but it's more fey.
Please,
they're
please,
all-
we're gonna do this. Let me
Ooh,
get some
ooh.
water first. I must hydrate.
Singing
Oh,
quietly
my
under their breath,
God.
and they're wearing bells.
Oh no, not the bells, not the bells.
Wait a
This
second.
is A little
Are they-
ceremonial.
Are they
Hold on.
singing in Fae?
Let me find the rhythm.
They're singing in, it's like Draconic Fae. It's like a mix of the two, like Spanglish, but with Draconic and.
Okay.
and
I would be able to recognize the Fae portion of it.
they're you catch a few words. They're like talking to the wind and calling on. They're like you've heard like pick up words that are like from stories you've heard about like stepping through face circles and food and beauty and wine. It's like they're just kind of bringing an energy, a vibe into it. There's nothing like magical happening yet, but it is like you can feel it. You can feel like a hum kind of like settling on your skin in like a metaphysical way. Like they're not doing magic yet, but they're prepping.
Okay. All right. Shit. Okay, I'm awake. I'm good. I'm alive.
Vase is among them, and she kind of like beckons you all towards the door as she sings.
Absolutely.
And you all kind of
Everybody
wake up,
grab your shit. Come on.
gather your
Let's
things.
go.
These dancing
Breakfast.
kobolds lead you out
Breakfast
of
is
the
on
tent.
me back at the keep. Come on.
At the sound of this, Sebastian immediately gets up.
As you guys are walking, there's kobolds line the street again, and there's like a procession. You see there's like passed out kobolds still in some like tents and stuff. Like, but whoever
Oh, I've been to a Rin Fair bender.
Oh
I know.
yeah. Whoever's an early riser here is up, and they're handing you like bowls of water, and
Devoured.
some of them are like throwing flower petals at you.
Oh.
Anyone who
Oh,
like
wow.
one of them like tries to climb up on you, Sebastian, like climbs up on up your to your shoulder and starts to like draw shapes on your cheeks with face paint.
Oh, he's happy to let that happen.
All of them start to try to do that to you. They're like giving you some sort of ceremonial like aesthetic for whatever you're being led to.
Fuck yeah, let's
We're
do it.
totally getting sacrificed.
They lead you up the ruins, kind of up towards like what seems to be not part of this old city, but like just a flat bit of ground kind of outside of the city. It takes like a good 30 minutes to walk there, but this procession follows you. And the moon, it's the moon scale. Kobolds are chief among them as they lead you up this hillside. And at the top of the hill, you see a fairy circle, for lack of a better word, where these like stones have been carved with like draconic symbols and like left in a circle, and they all beckon you towards it.
Okay.
Would Alara notice anything like alarming about this, or does this seem like good intention? Like what's going on here?
Caspian's in the circle already. He's vibing.
Make an occultism check.
Doing a little dance.
Okay.
Nice,
21.
nice.
You've seen drawings of similar circles. These fairy circles or circles like this are kind of a natural occurring phenomena. You've heard that when the halting took place and the period of chaos afterwards, whatever separated the first world from the material world kind of degraded. And things like this became more commonplace. And people worship it, just like these kobolds do. You can tap into Fey ley lines and use them for transportation if you know how to.
Oh, so that's what's happening. Okay.
That's what's happening.
Okay.
Alara like recognizes this and gets like a big smile on her face, and then like
Nice.
starts to step forward like confidently, and then like has a really bad headache, so like stops and grips her head, and then kind of more like slowly shuffles into the circle.
Yeah. They beckon you all into the circle, and then they leave you in the circle, and they dance kind of around the outside of the stones.
A lot of dancing.
A lot of dancing and singing.
I like this.
Um,
I like these kobolds a lot.
the bells jingle, and then their voices kind of coalesce into one. They all start singing the same lyrics together. And it is still a song, but it starts to feel more chant-based. And at the edges of the circle, wind starts to pick up. And then snow starts to join that wind.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And this feels, Alara, to you, it feels very familiar to when you were spirited away to the conversation you had with your patron. As it starts to spin and spiral and get thicker and thicker, and you all squeeze your eyes closed at the moment where the snow is too thick to see through. And you blink and you open again, and you can see little Torn ahead of you in the distance.
Laura just gets like really excited and starts like jumping around, like, yay!
And you look at
That
your
makes so
feet,
much sense now.
and there's
That's
an
adorable.
impression of a circle in the snow where you are.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Caspian just has that half-cocked smile on their face and kind of looks back at the rest of the party and says, "The life of adventure." Oh, fucking headache. All right, come on. Breakfast time.
Breakfast, coffee.
Breakfast.
Breakfast, coffee.
Breakfast.
It takes.
Alara's like, oh,
Oh
sorry.
no, keep going.
I was gonna say Alara's like following them, but like she at this point is like almost like hugging her book with a big old grin because she thinks
nice.
she's figured
Aw.
it out.
Aww, that's adorable. Oh.
You all start heading towards Little Torn. The snow here is like real thick because they kind of dropped you off in like just the snow near the town.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to start like heading towards where you know
Yep.
the front gates are like on the river. So you're like, oh god, trudging through all of the snow. It's like knee high. It takes a good 2 hours before you're at the city. Can I get a round of perception checks?
Yo.
Yippee!
Can I use my ear wiggles?
Yes, you can.
Yep, that tracks. I'm super not about it right now.
What?
All
Let's
right,
see.
from the top, Sebastian.
11.
I got an 18.
I got a 9.
I got a 7.
I got a 9.
You all walk in. So let's go ahead and move. There we go.
Home.
Home.
Ah, cozy little Torn.
Yay!
The front gates, a little torn, which you guys see here in this picture down here, are right over the river, because the frigid march goes through the heart of Little Torn. And you all get to the river, you start approaching, and then most of you don't notice. Let's see, who notices? Astrid. You hear voices calling. Actually, did you all take a long rest?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Well,
I did.
Yeah, make
Oh, I
everybody
can't.
quickly.
My sheet.
What's up?
Here we go.
Everybody take a long rest. You got a long rest with the kobolds. But everybody failed the drinking. Everyone but Solanin is fatigued.
Oxycodone.
Rest for the night. Yes.
Give you all the
fatigue. We are
Hey, Dungeon Master.
Yes.
You removed my wounded condition. Resting
you
does not remove wounded condition.
Oh, you're right. I'll
I
give
have
you
to
that
be.
back.
Yeah, I gotta go back to full health before I'm no longer wounded. Or somebody can treat wounds.
Oh, then let's get me that healer's kit.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, just getting everybody fatigued here. There we go.
Fatagade.
And you also
Fatigued.
should be fatigued. There we go.
You know a big dog.
Okay. As you all start walking into the city, Astrid, you hear voices kind of in the direction of where the town hall is. You know where that is. You hear, it sounds like a crowd is gathered.
All right.
Waiting to see if Astrid says anything about that.
I say something about that.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, that's strange.
Yeah,
The concern is?
just a bit.
All right. Well, I have to go see what that's about, of course.
Yeah, you
I'm
start
gonna-
heading that way. Who else?
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Are we
heading that way.
splitting off?
Yeah, I'm
or-
gonna no, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna go with Caspian because Caspian is wounded.
I'm.
That's true.
Oh,
It's just like-
yeah.
All right. Y'all start heading out.
Mm-hmm.
And you do round the corner through the alleys and stuff towards the city hall. And there's a group. There's a lot of the town is gathered not in city hall but outside it. And there's like there's a wall there because the city is tiered. So the back portion of the city back here, that little bit is where the House Novak property starts, and it is like elevated like a 10-foot wall. As you guys approach this area, there are people up on the wall trying to talk to the crowd. At a glance, you notice Caspian. You notice Beatty right away.
Mm-hmm.
Your cousin is up there,
Yes.
speaking to the crowd. But you also noticed the chieftain of the people of Little Torn is also up there, as well as the law speaker of Little Torn, and the captain
shit.
of the Little Torn Guard, as well as the
shit.
captain of the House Novak Guard.
Holy shit! That's everybody important in the town who isn't me.
This is true.
Oh,
Can
boy.
I try and vibe check faces and see what emotion we're going in here with?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, thank goodness. 20.
Beatrice is stressed out, and you look around the crowd, and the people seem to be panicking a little bit.
Boy.
And Beatty, you're looking at the crowd, you're looking at her face, and she glances up and sees you, and you see relief kind of cross over her face.
I do look like shit.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Relief and confusion cross over her face, and she kind of straightens up as she glances around your group, and she beckons you all to come up and join.
Yep. I'm going right the fuck up there.
Yeah, there's like stairs off to the side. You just go up. You start going up. Do the rest of you follow? She does beckon all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow.
All right.
Follow.
You all make your way up to the upper level here. And Beatty holds out an arm to bring you over Caspian.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll turn and face the crowd. Little Torn, I'm pleased to present you the returning of your Viscount, the third heir of House Novak, Caspian. And she'll give you a panicked look. And you notice immediately she got your title wrong.
Yeah.
Like she said it wrong. Which is like, she's in full panic mode here.
Which part did she say wrong?
She got she got it out of order.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. I was like, wait. Oh, that's information.
No, that
All
was
right, yes,
all
I
correct
will,
information. She didn't say it in the
cool.
way that she was
And it looks
supposed
like,
to.
and it looks like right now, basically, the crowd they look like concerned, like they're panicked.
Yes.
All right. And I have no idea what's going on. No one has told
Absolutely
me
none.
anything.
Yeah.
Got it. Here we go.
She gestures you over, but then she's gonna put a hand on your shoulder, like pat your shoulder, just to be like, one moment.
Okay. All right. What are we doing? What's going on?
Before I relinquish your seat back to you, my Lord Caspian, my last active regent in this moment, will the guards of House Novak please arrest Sebastian Bailel
Huh?
What?
for theft of an artifact of Little Torn the night before you all left town.
He puts up his hands. It's just like, I'm sorry. I don't remember taking shit.
She kind of just like gives you a look. Make a perception check.
Okay. Oof, okay.
All right. Good. What's the total?
21?
Yeah.
She gives you a look that's just like pleading, like, save face in this moment. Consent for the arrest. We're gonna figure this shit out. Is what her face says.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no.
And you also see over her shoulder the face of the chieftain. Let me just grab her name. Thalassa. Who's this large orcish woman, like elder orcish woman, who's got like salt and pepper hair that's pulled back into like a big ponytail, like messy ponytail. She looks
Hi, chieftain.
like stern and angry. And she straightens up. With all due respect, Regent, this is a matter that should be resolved by the town guard, not the house guard. And Beatty like whips her head back over there. And she says, with all due respect, Chieftain, the town guard got us into this mess. The house guard will be fixing it.
Oh.
And they kind of have like a stare down in
yeah,
this moment.
I think in that moment, Caspian will kind of like step just like not directly in between them, but kind of like position themselves like in between, but slightly behind them, right? And sort of just speak up and say, "Dear cousin, good chieftain, there has been a terrible wrong done here to the people of Novak Torn, and I know one thing for certain. The both of you have the good of this place in your hearts. So I beseech you, I beg you, I plead to you, as a member of House Novak, as the third child of Novak Torn, please, let us not bicker now. Let us secure the prisoner, and once that is done, once they are safely behind bars, we will work together to solve this problem, as we have so many times before."
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Is this, would you say this qualifies as making an impression on another noble person, being the chieftain?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I will give myself a +1 to this.
Oh boy.
Oh no, that's a 2 for a 9.
Oh,
Anybody got a good
no.
point? No, we used them all. We used them all at the bridge. Damn the bridge.
Yep. We have no good boy points.
No good boy points.
Sorry, I tried, dude.
You see that Thalassa looks furious. She opens her mouth to speak, and then the law speaker comes and grabs her by the elbow. Who's this kind of tall, almost 7 foot tall, Colo person. And clears their throat and speaks quietly into Thalassa's ear for a moment. And then Thalassa kind of like straightens up. And she goes, "As an act of good faith from the people of Little Torn, we will give you 48 hours with the prisoner, upon which time we expect them to be turned over for city justice."
I will glance briefly at Beatty, and then I will nod my head and I say, "House Novak thanks you for your patience and your committal to our union in this time."
She turns to face the people and she raises her hands up. "Good people of Little Torn, rest assured we will get to the bottom of this. The city is safe." And then she gives you one like dirty look over her shoulder and then leaves. Beatty makes sure to make a show of getting Sebastian in handcuffs. The crowd cheers.
I will do my best to just kind of like hype up that moment. You know?
Yeah. Waving hands and such. Make another diplomacy check.
Just trying to keep the crowd on our side. Okay, better. That's a 13.
Yeah, people seem to get hyped. It's
Okay.
not. You've seen crowds that love you. This
Yeah.
isn't one of those,
No.
but they don't hate you in this moment.
That's you know
That's
what?
good.
And right now, that's all we can ask for. Caspian's just gonna try and get this. Like once Sebastian's in handcuffs, basically just try and disperse this and let everything kind of go off and ruminate and diffuse, so we can all figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, Beatty kind of gestures for you to lead this group into the keep.
Yep, I will do so. Very, very upright, and hand on the weapon and everything like that. Make a real show of it.
Yeah, you kind of lead. You have to be the first person in. You throw the doors open. You make a big show of it. The group
Yep.
follows you in. The guards on either side of Sebastian, as Sebastian is handcuffed and brought into Icefall Keep, and that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh wow!
Oh.
Whoa!
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Welcome back to Little Torn.
I'm so glad we're
Wow.
home.
Yay!
Yay!
Sebastian.
Fuck. What did you do, Sebastian?
I didn't do fucking shit.
This will be
Oh,
a bonding
boy.
experience.
This would be a bond.
I slept with the guard. That's about what I did. Oh my god, did I?
That's what you
accidentally
did. You slept with a guard who was supposed to be on duty that stole a thing. Oh no!
Oh no! That's right.
Oh no!
Justice
woke-
Wiles.
Bart woke up realizing he had missed one of his shifts.
Oh shit!
No.
Perfect.
Oh, this is rough. This is crazy. We're gonna
circles
ooh.
back.
Man, hey, I would love to play next week, but we're not playing next week.
We're not.
Damn
So-
it!
This is a 2-week
So-
cliffhanger.
Yep. So
Oh,
be sure
no.
to tune in on Thursday the 7th
Yeah,
of
Thursday the 7th.
November for more frosty fun times. My God, Jesus Christ!
Never say that ever.
Frosty fun times.
Frosty fun times.
Frosty fun times.
Does anyone have
I
anything
don't
they
like
want to plug here at the end of session?
I plugged all my shit at the start.
Yeah, I also plugged all my shit at the start.
I think we're golden.
I think we're good. All right. Well, if that's the case, happy Halloween, and we really hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Tales from the Virtual Tabletop, and we hope you'll join us next time. That's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll see you then. Thank you and good night.
Yippee!
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.